All right, Pac-Manians, here we are with the last page. These two problems pretty involved, so you have to stick with me, okay? This one's not too bad, and this one is definitely, you want to know it's on the test, okay? Problem just like this, just different numbers and different people, all right? So let's take a look at the first one. We're going to use this graph with these internet service providers. Some are fast, right? And some are not, because this is how long it takes to download a podcast. And these are the different service providers. And it says which internet services downloaded the podcast in less than 4 minutes. So they give it to me in seconds. So there's two ways I can go about doing this. I can either turn minutes into seconds, right? Or seconds into minutes. And so we got to decide which one we want to do. Now, if I want to do each of these and turn them into minutes, I got to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 problems, right? And then see if they're under 4. Or I can take my 4 minutes, turn those into seconds, and see which ones of those are less than that. Me, I like to make it easy. So I'm going to take these 4 minutes, I'm going to turn them into seconds, right? Because it's multiplying anyway, which is generally easier. And then see which ones match that. So how many seconds in a minute? 60. So I'm going to take my 60 times 4. So again, when I have a 0, I just multiply 4 times 6, which is 24. Okay, and then I'm going to add that 0 on the end. So I got 240 seconds. So which of these are less than 240? How about top hat? How about no? Way too much, right? Groovebox? Yeah, they're grooving. So I'm going to write Groovebox. And I'm only saying and because I know there's another one. There always is. So Groovebox works. How about Jackrabbit? No, that's the slowest rabbit there is, right? At least in these ways. Internet C, definitely. So I'm gonna write Internet C. Okay, and how about Red Fox? 310? No, it's too much. So we're done. These two. Okie dokes, folks. Which service took the longest to download the podcast? So which of those? It's going to be the one that has what? The largest number and the longest bar, right? So that's Top Hat, barely taking more than Jackrabbit. So Top Hat took the longest. Top Hat took the longest. Okay, and then it says, how much longer did it take than Red Fox? And when you hear how much longer, that's the difference, right? And when you hear difference, that means subtraction, right? Okay, so it was longer than, I'll put RF for Red Fox by, and then we'll fill that in. Okay, so we're gonna go from seconds to minutes. Minutes are bigger, means I need fewer, means I divide. If I look at my chart, it says divide by 60, so there's lots of ways to understand that. I'm going to take 1060, so I'm going to do Top Hat first. 1060 divided by 60, okay? 1060 divided by 60, and what's kind of crazy here is that 60 won't go into 10, right? It's going to have to go into 106. And what I do is I look at the first number and the first two numbers. 6 into 10. How many 6s can I take from 10? It's just 1. If I did 2, that would be 120, right? Or 12. So I'm going to go ahead. I can't put it here. I got to put it all the way above the 6. This 60 tells me that I have to put my first digit in the tens place. This is going way back to division. So I'm going to put a 1 right above the 6. And then I'm going to subtract 60. Okay. 6 minus 0 is 6, and 0 minus 6, can't do that. I gotta borrow, so I'm gonna cross that off, go next door. 10 minus 6, 4. Awesome. All right, so now I'm gonna bring down my 0. Okay, and this again, I take the first digit and look at the first two. 6 into 46. How many 6s can I take from 46? 7. Because it's a 0 here, I know that it's going to work out. Because 7 times 6 is 42, which means 7 times 60 is 420. Okay, so I'm going to put my 7 here. Okay, in case you're wondering, I'll write it right here, that if 6 times 7 is 42, then 60 times 7 is 42 plus the 0, right? So it makes it easy that it's 60 in terms of that it's a 0. All right, so I subtract, and I get 0. 6 minus 2 is 4, and then 4 minus 4 is, of course, 0. 40 is less than 60, so I feel good about that. I have 17 minutes with a remainder of how many seconds? 40. So my remainder is 40 seconds. Okay. Now my other problem is to do Red Fox. Okay, so Red Fox is right here. Red Fox is 310. So I'm going to have to do it down here a little bit more. 310 divided by 60. Okay, will 60 go into 3? No, of course it won't. If I've got $3, I can't give you 60. Will it go into 31? No, if I've got $31, I can't give you $60. Okay, but it will go into 310. And again, like I always say, the first digit into the first two. When this is like 63 and 64, you have to really check it, but when it's not, you don't. 6 into 31. How many times? 5. 6 times 5 is 30, right? So, and look, it doesn't go here because 60 is not going into 31 5 times. It's going to 310 5 times. So the first digit is placed in the ones column. You have to put it over the 0. All the way over there. And 5 times 6 is 30. So 5 times 60 is 300. If you don't believe me, 5 times 6 is 30. So 5 times 60 is 30 plus a 0, right? It's just powers of 10. Subtract, I get 0. 1 minus 0 is 1, and 3 minus 3 is 0. So this is 5 minutes and 10 seconds. Okay? So now it says, what's the difference? So I'm just going to subtract. I'm going to do that right over here. 17 minutes and 40 seconds minus 5 minutes and 10 seconds. Things look like they're working out great for us here. 0 minus 0, 0. 4 minus 1, 3. 7 minus 5, 2. And then the 1 right there. So by 12 minutes and 30 seconds. Boom. All right, getting there. In fact, I'm going to pause this here and do the bottom half in a separate video.